Hey, my Jujubes, welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing today? Today I'm having, it's Monday, it's simple, you know, Papa John's. And we will be discussing ethic. Who I hope so dearly. Ethic. So we're going to get right to it, as we always do. I'm going to flash out some of the books though and let you guys know, like the books in the series. I have them all. I'm telling my business, but I have them all on Kindle already, so I've read them a numerous amount of times. And on Kindle, I have them on Kindle. I also have them all on Audible. And now I'm ordering the paperbacks now as I'm doing the series. So I have Moths to a Flame and then Ethic 1 through 4 already. So I'm waiting on Ethic 5 and 6 right now. And Christmas with the Okafers. The only book that I cannot get on a paperback is The Invitation. So, but I'm going to get some pizza here and we're going to jump right into it. If you are new here, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It would do me. I would be so excited if you did. Pizza. Ooh. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a video. I'll do my best to do it daily. Can you stop, please? I do my best to do it daily. I do my best to do it daily. Excuse me, because they getting on my nerves. That's what it is. And then here. Be careful when you take it out because it's gonna spill. Go ahead, y'all can get it in the kitchen. Go ahead. What is it?
Cheese sticks.
Y'all excuse my mama because she don't care. It don't even matter what I got going on. She don't even.
Don't say shit.
Look, she still don't care. I ain't talking to you though for you to start talking in the background. Here you go. See y'all later. You can take it in the kitchen. All right, guys. Hi, sorry I'm back. Excuse the interruption. So yesterday I ended off with Ethic popping back up on Alani to get her to come to lunch with him and his kids, and she said no. So he left her alone. And let her go on about her business. So I think she was at home getting ready to do the construction on her home, on the house. Because remember, Ethic bought Sister Girl the whole block. So the weather had broke some, and the contractors had did the inside of all the houses, and so now they were waiting to do Alani's house. And since the weather had broke, Alani wanted to get outside and do the gardening, the landscaping. So she was in there talking to Nanny. Asked Nanny did she want to come outside with her. And she's like, baby, I'm sitting here and watch my soap operas. I ain't going outside. And she's like, okay. She's like, well, I'll be outside. And if you need me, let me know. So as she get ready to go outside, there's somebody knocking at her door. And she's like, oh, this must be the contractors. So she opens the door, and it's Bella and Alani. I mean, Bella and Easy. And she's like, hey, guys. What are you guys doing here? And she was like, child labor. Excuse me if I spit. Child labor. That's what Bella said. My dad said that we had to come over here and help you. We're supposed to be enjoying our spring break, but he said we had to come over here and help you. And she started laughing like, oh, okay. So and then they're like, oh, who are these beautiful kids or beautiful children, something like that. And she like, oh, Lanny, these are ethics children, Bella and Easy. She's like, oh, come on in, give me a hug. And so Lonnie's like, that's good because now I can go talk to her daddy because I did not tell you to leave me alone. So she go out to the car and she see him in his truck, and on the back of his truck he got like a big rig thing with like all the supplies that she needs to do all the houses on the block. And she's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, landscaping. And she's like, Ezra, I said no, like I told you to leave me alone. He's like, and I told you I wasn't leaving, so what it's gonna be? It's a lot of houses on the street. You can work on your side, I can work on mine. And she was like, fine. And she was like, but I get the kids. He was like, that's fine, I get Nanny. And she like, good luck with that, because she didn't want to come outside with me. So she get everything ready, go back in the house to get the kids. And when she going, she's like, Nanny, Ethic wants you. And she gets up and, you know, she's so excited. And she goes to the door, and he's like, hey, beautiful. And she's like, when did I get to the hey, beautiful status? Now, mind you, when Nanny was in a coma, Ethic took care of her. He came to visit her daily, had flowers sent to her, talked to her. And when he got shot and was a patient in there, that made it, when he woke up, he went to her room every day and talked to her ear off about Alani. So she loved her some Ezra, okay? And she always tell him, Ezra, you a good man. You know how old folks is. So they do all the landscaping outside, so it's Easy, Bella, and Lonnie on one side, Ethic, and then he's on the other side. And she noticed that all of the people, her nosy neighbor Connie, done came outside and watching Ethic, because of course they done got house, and now he done took his shirt off. He just outside looking all crazy with his gray sweatpants on, and y'all know how gray sweatpants is. No sir. So she like, are you Lanika's man? Because if you not, Lanika put me on. And under his breath, he like, at least somebody want me. She turned around, you know how right now, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're just not gonna do that. I don't want you right now, but ain't nobody else gonna get you. That's how Alani feel. So they go to finish doing the landscaping or whatever. So she over there talking to Easy, and Easy said, are you coming to my birthday party tomorrow? And she was like, birthday party? She's like, how old you gonna be? And he like, 7. And she's like, oh, okay, big man. And he was like, can you please come to my party? You always show up for Bella, you know, and I want to know, can you come to my party? Please, please, please. And of course she's thinking like, you know, should I go? Should I not go? I don't want to disappoint him. But am I overstepping my boundaries because me and his father is kind of, you know, on the outs. So when he tell her, like, I don't have too many friends. I don't have a lot of friends. Bella has all the friends. Nobody likes me. Everybody likes Bella. And I'm like, why would you say that, big man? He's like, because they do. They mean to me. My teacher said that I'm too hyper and I won't ever be still. And so she like, and I don't think my teacher likes me very much. And Alani said, well, I don't think I like her very much, you know. So she goes and she defends Easy because she was like, there's no reason why she should be talking down to him. And of course, Easy goes to a predominantly white school. So we know that's a whole nother issue. with him being black and having money. His daddy wanted to send him to the best schools. We know that the teachers ain't going out of their way to make Easy feel welcome or make Easy feel comfortable. I'm pretty sure they are pointing out every flaw that Easy has, because that's just how our corrupt, terrible school system is. But that's a whole nother discussion, and I won't dive into that. But she tells him, like, it's not your, in her mind she's saying, like, it's the teacher's responsibility to pour into him and not to take away from him, and she should be pouring positive thoughts into his head every day. She was like, you are the most beautiful boy I know. You make me smile and you make me happy every time I see you. It's not a day that has gone by since I have met you, Easy, that you didn't make me feel well. She was like, and basically, like, I care about you, forget what your teacher said, and yes, I'm gonna be at your birthday party, So she hugs him, and she like, I gotta tell Ethic about this. So everybody get done. He like, come on, guys, we're gonna go ahead and go. They're like, oh, can we stay? We've been working all day. We done did all the hard labor. Plus, Alani said we could have spaghetti and cheesy bread. Like, we gotta go now. Like, we've been working. We can't get no food. And so Alani's like, I mean, they're always welcome. Like, and he's like, okay, that's fine. They can stay. And so, she get ready to go in the house, and he tell her, like, hey, Lanika, about the water situation, because she had lead coming through her pipes. And he told her, like, she was like, oh, well, we never drink with it or bathe with it or whatever. And he was like, it's okay, like, you can now, because I done hired, I told the contractors to make sure that you got the right type of water filter so that the water could go through and everything could be fine. And she was like, wow, like, he amazes her, because she's like, this wasn't even about me. This wasn't even about the kids. It was about me, because he didn't know they was going to spend the night. This was a random something that they had just came up with. And so she said, thank you. And then he went on ahead and he left. And so then it goes to, so then the next day, we're going to go to the next day, and Ethic's in the back, because, he got a gun range in the back of his house. And he's in the gun range, and he's in the back, and his Lily comes out, and she's like, Mr. Okafor, he was like, I thought I said no interruption. She was like, I know you said no interruption, but there's a lady out here, and she's refusing. She said she's not leaving until she sees you. And he was like, okay. So he think instantly that it's Alani. So he go to the door, and I think that might have been not the next day. This might have been the night after he dropped the kids off. After when the kids was at Alani's house. And so when he gets to the door, it's Yaya. Now, Yaya is a green-eyed monster. It's like, no, she's the green-eyed monster. That's what they call her, because she has green eyes. Beautiful girl. Beautiful lady. She has green eyes. Her and Ethic had a brief love affair in the Prada plan. Okay, so that's where she comes from. And so Yaya has her own story. So if you're interested in Yaya's story, you can go read the Prada plan. I think there's 5 books to the Prada plan. So you can go read it. It's a real good story. A real good story. Ashley Antoinette wrote that one as well. It's kind of like an in-between between Malta of Flame, India, and Ethic. But it's not a part of the series. But it's a good book. But anyway, Ethic and her have a brief love affair for maybe, we'll just say like a couple months, maybe a year or so. But she didn't belong to him, because she was married. And so she chose to stay with her husband instead of picking Ethic. Now, why she did that, I don't know, because it ain't a man alive that I'm gonna pick over Ethic. It ain't one. But anyway, so he opened the door. He like, hey, y'all, like, what you doing here? She was like, I don't know. I just felt like you needed me. And he was like, it was real good to see her, because they are friends. Like, they tried to figure out how they could be friends after everything that went down with them. And he like, please come in. So she come in, and she got her son with her. Now, it's always these little secret things. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my top. It's always these little secret things. If her baby is Ezra's baby, Ethy's baby, or if her baby belongs to Indy's. But she has told him that the baby doesn't belong to him, it belongs to Indy. But Ethic has his doubts, because he feel like, it ain't like we wasn't doing enough action to get us a baby. So Um, so she like, you gonna tell me what's going on. You just seem a little glim. He like, what you doing here? She was like, I just had to fly because I felt like you needed me. And he like, phew, like you don't know how much I need or whatever. So he grabbed the baby from her, and he get the baby to eye, and he asked her like, is that baby mine? And she like, no. I think I already told you it's not. She was like, and believe me, if I had a piece of you to hold on to, I would definitely let you know. So he kind of gave her a smirk. She's like, what's up? What's going on? And so he tells her like, how much he loves Alani and how he broke her back because he murdered her daughter, and he doesn't know how to fix it, but he loves her so much and he needs to figure out how to fix it. And so Yaya is just like thrown back like, I know you didn't do this on purpose, like explain to me what happened. And so he explains to her how it was an accident and how he didn't know, and now he needs to figure out how to fix it because he loves her so much and he don't want to do life without her. So he needs to figure out how to fix it. So Yaya's kind of like, thrown back because she felt like he wouldn't never love anybody else as much as he loved her. And so she even asks, like, you love her more than you love me? He said, I love her more than I love anybody. And she was like, wow, like, like she must be the one, because if you love her more than you love anybody, she has to be the one. And he was like, and I do. And so, he was like crying about it, sensitive because he's emotional, like he loved her, and they have only come so far. And he's trying to figure out how to make things right with her or whatever. So she like, well, let me go ahead and lay the baby down and we can go and we can have a drink because you really need it. So they go in the kitchen, they get some bourbon, they have a couple drinks, and he tells her, she was like, I need this drink too because the man that I love is madly in love with someone else. And so he tells her, like, you only want me because you can't have me. Like, I gave you the choice to pick me and you chose him. And it was out of obligation that you chose Indy, not love. It was like he kind of poured into you, and he used to be the man that you wanted, but it took him too long to get back to the man that you needed, and you no longer love him like that anymore. She's like, I love my husband. He like, yeah. He's like, but you love the idea of I can give you everything that basically your husband doesn't give. Like, I can reassure you in ways your husband cannot, which is why you came here. Because I offer you something that he doesn't offer you anymore. And she just was kind of like, don't read me, like, don't read me. And she like, who, like, let me take a drink. And so she was like, so they talked or whatever some more. And he was like, well, he was like, tomorrow's Easy's birthday. And she like, yeah, I know. I came bearing gifts. He was like, expensive ones, I'm sure. Now Yaya is like, she's not a gold digger, but in a sense, she a little gold digger-ish, okay? She going in a situation trying to see what she gonna get out of it. She's not really invested into, the only person who I think she probably got into it, the two people, is Indy and Ezra. Like, she definitely didn't want anything from Ezra when she met him. For God's sake, she was running out of her own wedding when she met him. And they kind of like bumped into each other by mistake. And then when she met Indy, she was young and she was just like trying to turn over a new leaf. So she's like Sadiddy, high maintenance, long stiletto nails, green eyes, Gucci, Prada clothes. That's her MO. She a bad B word, okay? Like bad as in physically built. She's beautiful. That's her thing. She just bad. Whereas Alani is more on the plain, on the more plain side. Like, she's not really flashy or anything like that. So they're vastly different, but he loves Alani anyhow because she's able to touch him in a way that none of the other women who he's encountered has. So the next day it's Easy's birthday party, and they all like out in the back. So it's Easy, Bella, Morgan, Yaya's son, Messiah, and I think that's everybody. And the doorbell rings, and when he goes to the door, he like, I don't know to what privilege I have that you're here, but I'm glad that you are. She was like, Easy asked me to come, and I told him that I would be here, and I couldn't break a promise. He was like, well, I'm glad you're here. Now, mind you, I skipped the part, but this is important. The day before, she told Ethic, like, you need to talk to his teacher because she's making him uncomfortable, and I don't like it, basically. And she shouldn't be doing that. And he was like, oh, I talk to Easy. She's like, no, don't talk to Easy because I don't want him to feel like he can't trust me. Like, every time he come and tell me something, I'm going to go tell you. He felt like, oh my God, this made me love her even more because she's so concerned about my kids, like they her own children. So fast forward to the next day. So she was like, I promised him that I would come. And I can't break a promise. And he like, that's fine. He like, but you really don't have to do this if you don't want to. She's like, I can make him quick. I can just come in, give him his gift, and I can go. He's like, whatever you want to do, whatever makes you comfortable, you can do that. And then he like, you can come in. They kind of had like an awkward moment with each other. She was like, I can't believe that you still, want to deal with me and you still love me after I tried to kill you. Like, I shot you. I didn't care nothing about your kids. He was like, I know that there's no malice intended for my children. And I know that there's really no malice intended for me. Like, it's all love. He was like, I don't harbor any bad feelings. She was like, I wish I knew forgiveness like that. So she finally came in and, Ezra, Easy was so excited. Alani, like, go change your clothes. We can go swimming. He was so excited to see her. And she instantly goes outside and notices green ass. She's like, and who the hell is she? Outside, rubbing all on your arm, he with you, and wiping stuff off his eyebrow and sipping out his cup. She like, oh, but I don't have to do this. I don't want to be with him, but I'm not about to sit back and watch him be with somebody else. So she was immediately uncomfortable, of course, with Yaya. And she's like, and what kind of name is Yaya? And her eyes is green. This is also she's saying to herself. So when she come outside, she asks, Ethic, like, can you hold my bag for me or take care of this for me? He like, sure. And he like, Alani, this is everybody, this is in line. And Morgan's like, what is she doing here? And Ethic's like, Morgan, she's here for Easy. She was like, this is a family event, and if she's going to be here, then I won't be. So she gets up and she storms out. And so Ethic tell my side, like, can you make sure she get back to state? He like, absolutely. He like, I'm not, a little later on, like, when I catch up with you, some stuff I need to talk to you about. He's like, okay, cool, just let me know. So they leave. She has her meltdown, and she leave. And so now Alani's in the pool, still trying to figure out who Yaya is. I'm like, I don't like her energy. Like, I feel like me and her done shared a man. And now I walk in here, and she in here, and I don't know where she stands at with my man, even though he really ain't my man. That's how she feels. So Yaya turns to Ethic, and she's like, I think I'm going to go. And he like, why? You comfortable? She's like, nah. She was like, it was a whole lot of energy just now when she got here. She was like, and I don't blame her. She was like, but I threw her off and broke her heart kind of when she saw me. And even though she don't know, she was like, we both have soul ties to you. So that indirectly make us tied to each other. And she could feel me just like I could feel her. She was like, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to get up out of here because I don't want to cause her any more discomfort. And if you and her are ever going to be able to mend everything, me being here is not a good look. And he like, okay. He like, well, let me walk you out. So she walk her out. And she like, oh, Ezra, she feels like she's in love with two men at one time. But she also feels like because of Alani, this is the last time that her and Ethic will ever have any type of interaction with each other. She was like, because that's what I would do. I would cut all ties. I would have her cut all ties with you if it was me. She was like, so I understand where she's standing. And she was just like, at least I feel better when I leave here that I know that somebody's going to be here taking care of your heart. And so he give her a hug and she slide a kiss in because she feel like, oh, I'm still in this kiss. It's the last time I get to see my man too. I'm going to go ahead and give him a kiss. So she kisses him. And as she kisses him, Alani and Easy comes to the door like, Daddy, the food is burning. And so Alani's like, oh, come on, Easy. Your dad has his hands full because now she just is furious. Okay. So they go back out. He like, he like, go ahead and take care of yourself. And he tell Yaya, like, the only reason that I was able to love her is because I once loved you. Like, you made it possible for me to finally realize or figure out that my heart really does work after Raven died. And so they go back. He goes back in the house. He goes to the back, and she fanning the flames or whatever. And then she like, I got it. And then he like try to take the special shot. I got it. And he like, okay, all right. So he put the fire out or whatever, and they go into the house. And when they go inside of the house, she has like a blow up. Who is she? Why is she here? What are you doing kissing on her? I mean, she goes all the way up. Now, imagine, Alani don't want an ethic like that right now, okay? She's too busy with her broken heart and trying to mend the pieces of her life. But when she saw green eyes, she got them silly contacts in, she was like, in them gaudy nails, I mean, she just done chewed Yaya up and spit Yaya out. She was like, and you got her in here, flying her all in front of me. And he like, and she, I mean, when I say she yelling, she yelling. So he like, are we yelling or are we talking? Because I ain't finna do that. Like, we not finna do that yelling. He was like, I'm going to give you an explanation, although an explanation is not needed. Because you're not my woman. And I ain't your man, basically. So I don't owe you anything. But because I care about you and I care about what you think, I'm going to offer you this explanation. But this is it, though. He was like, because I only give explanations to my woman. He was like, and right now, you're not my woman. He was like, so if that's what you want to be, then you let me know. Like, hop up on the counter and I'll take care of you right here on the counter. You get your stuff, moving in tomorrow morning if that's what you want to do. But that's what I do. And those are the type of things I offer for my woman. So what's up? Like, that's what I want to do. But you don't want me like that, Alani. You don't. He was like, but if that's what you want, let me know. Like, he was like, I was with her for a brief time before you. He was like, but if that's what you want me to do, hop you up on that counter, take care of you proper, move your stuff in the mall, let me know what's up. She like, how long? He like, don't deflect. What it's gonna be? She's like, oh, you real good. You real good trying to distract me, trying to get me to see the other way. You just real good. He like, I'm just saying, like, because that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. He's like, you can't say 1 minute you don't want to be with me, and now you asking me to give you answers to scenarios and situations that I don't owe you no answer to. You ain't my woman. And it's just because you don't want me don't mean that she don't. She do. And she probably always will. He was like, but it ain't no luck for her because I don't want her, because I want you. So what you gonna do? I was like, cause Alani, shoot, you gotta pick. You gonna have to figure out what you want to do, boo. You can't straddle the fence. Either you want the man or you don't. You know what I'm saying? It can't be like you see the ice cream in the window, like I'm gonna just get a little taste. Nah, don't worry about it. Nah, you're gonna have to either take that whole man and all that he offering or get on somewhere. But you can't handle that. Alani can't handle that emotionally. I couldn't either. I would have been okay, fine, we can move my stuff in tomorrow. But that's another story. So he like, you don't owe me. I don't owe you that explanation, but because like he said, because I care about you, I give it to you. He's like, I basically take it on the chin all the rest of the time that we know each other because of the things that I've put you through. He was like, but I don't owe you that, but I will. He was like, but I've grown pretty fond of Alani. He was like, but this Lanika right here, I'm really not too fond of her. He was like, I want the old, Alani back. And you only turning into this girl because of what I've done to you or how I made you feel. So I want you to go back to the other girl. So she's like, you lucky I ain't slapped that. And so he like, just stop. Like, it's just not you. So she goes to the door and she like, well, you need to order them some pieces because they'll be hungry soon. And he instantly was like, oh my God, like, I'm going to marry her. Like, I feel like she's the person that I'm supposed to spend my life with because even though she don't like me and we sharing my kids, like we in a divorce, she's always worried about my children and their well-being and what they need and what they have and what they don't have. She'll put me to the side for my kids, and that just makes me lust after her even more. Like, oh, I'm going ahead and get her. So she go outside, she get back in the pool with the kids, and then he wind up getting back in the pool with them. And so they kind of have like this really light night, they having fun, Easy's having fun, Bella's having fun. It's just like a family thing. It's just so sweet and it's just so warming, okay? Because everything with them is heavy and rough, but this day was light. It was light. So, excuse me. So they get out of the swimming pool or whatever. The piece is on its way, and Alani's like, well, I think I should just go ahead and go. And Easy's like, no, you can't go. You have to wait until I cut my cake. And so she was like, well, I'm all wet, guys. And Bella's like, you got clothes. You can take a shower. It's all fine. And so she was like, okay, well, I guess I can stay for a little while longer, since the oak first has jumped on me. But she's like, do I even really want to leave? Because this is the most carefree she's been in a long time. So she go upstairs, she get in the shower in the guest room, and she notices that there's no soap in there. And so after she does that, she try to say, like, I'll sneak I'll sneak into his bathroom and I'll get some soap out of his bathroom. And as she goes in there, he's in there. And she's like, oh, man, now he in there in all of his birthday suit, okay? And all of his tall, dark, masculine frame of a man, okay? Water glistening all over his body, all that. So she goes in there and she like stuttering, like, you know about, I don't know what I was about to say now, and now I think I done forgot. But so I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna leave you on suspense, leave you on edge, okay? But meet me back here tomorrow, guys. Same place, maybe not the same time. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Please share, 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 share. And I will see you lovelies tomorrow. Until next time, bye, my jujubee.